It's a joy. It's a joy to come to your homes today. Thank you again for your faithfulness in prayer and worship and fellowship and sharing. And thank you, and God bless you abundantly in the season of Advent as you prepare for the coming of Christ. Advent, if you ask me, is a season of incredible grace. When Jesus took our form and our life, our status got elevated. We are not simply sinners wandering around in this wilderness, in this world, without an aim or hope. We are whirling towards a final destination that will be common for all people. This place where we are in today is a stopgap. We are here for a short time. And when I say that, we are here for a very, very short time. I believe the beauty of incarnation is that our original status is restored. In other words, we are the beloveds of God. From time immemorial, before the foundations of the world, God so loved the world that He sent His only Son because He loved us from an eternity and found us worthy and cared for you and me forever. Incarnation takes us to a new level of acceptance of not only of our condition, but of all people around us. Regardless of who they are, God has accepted them the way they are. If someone looks like a human, they have already been accepted as the child of God, or raised, their status is raised into the children of God or a child of God, and absolutely nothing less. You and me, the neighbor next door who are Republicans and Democrats and Muslims and Jews, the blacks and whites and Ukrainians and Russians, Zoroastrians or Hindus, it doesn't matter what it is, we all are, and one day will share the same inheritance, and then we are destined to an eternal fortune. You and I do not have the luxury to ignore or be indifferent to anyone because of their difference or who they are, or their struggles or their abuses or their history or their past or even their future or political affiliation. Advent is an annual reminder of simply this, that we do not have such luxury. If so, Jesus wouldn't have come. It's an annual reminder because you and I, we keep forgetting that even though we were not worthy in a way, because of the way that we were all taught, God found us to be worthy. And so He sent His only Son. Despite our unwillingness to take up His divine nature, He took our human nature. This is what we are called to do, and I would like to, in this process, how does incarnation would look like, and how do we embrace that? In the words of William Perky, I would say, you got to dance like there is nobody watching, love like you will never be hurt, and sing like there is nobody listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. Dance like nobody's watching, sing like nobody is listening, and actually love like you will never be hurt. And that moment is when heaven comes into earth. The kingdom of God becomes very real. And that's what Jesus did. He loved like that He will never be hurt. You think He was never hurt? Was He never hurt? He didn't care because He wanted to dance with the people at the wedding at Cana, or all through, regardless of who thought of Him as what. So today, I want to invite you to sing and dance with those around you, and do not worry about who is watching you, and sing like from the bottom of your heart, and do not worry who is listening to you, and love the world around you like that you will never be hurt. And that moment is when heaven becomes real. Don't be afraid to share the gifts and share your thoughts and your time with those people, your neighbors who are Democrats and Republicans and Zoroastrians and Muslims, Hindus, and even some Christians. Yes, even some Christians. People who call themselves Christians but do not live the life of Christians. I cannot call them pagans simply because it will be an insult to the pagans if I called those Christians who do not live their lives well. Become the incarnation of Christ. So those who are in darkness of fear and anger and sadness and disappointment and judgmentalism or anything that keeps them from becoming the light will experience light in your becoming the light yourself, which is a moment of incarnation. And remember always what Oscar Wilde says, we are all in the gutter together. Some of us are looking at the stars, even though they are standing in the gutter. And in reality, all of us are in the same place. We can all look at the stars and become the stars ourselves and shine and let the star dust fall on the world around us so that those who are looking at us will have the dust that shines on them, and we together from the gutter will begin to shine. And that moment is incarnation. At that moment is when heaven comes down to the earth. And that moment, God will be born again through you.